What up, everybody, in the YTBC? I know I'm about a week and a half late, but it better late than never. Shout out to Bud Crawford for beating Canelo Alvarez. As a former Canelo fan and a current Canelo hater, I'm just kidding. I don't hate Canelo. I don't like the guy. But I did used to be a fan, and I just feel like he was holding up shit when he was not trying to become undisputed at 160 pounds. He was doing all this weird shit, fighting people at 155 pounds. Um, he fought Chavez Jr. at 174 pounds or some shit like that. I don't like how he was moving. What up, Jay Will? No, why was never retired? I just had a lot of life changing. I should say a lot. I had three life changing events happen to me within a year, and yeah, it's hard for me to get into the headspace that I was in at one time when I was uploading consistently. And to be honest, a lot of the stuff that happens in boxing isn't very motivating. Like I need that motivation, and I haven't really been getting it, to be honest. I think part of it's a me problem, but I think a part of it is definitely boxing. I still love boxing. I still enjoy it, but for me to especially put up a video, the kickoff alive is easy. I just kick it off. I talk. When I'm done, I end it. Automatically uploads. I don't have to do nothing. But when I do a video and I'm editing, there's a lot of work that gets put into it. And for me to edit videos the way that I want to, it also costs me money. If you notice, I'm not monetized. So if I'm going to do something that is going to cost me money that I work for, and I'm not getting any money in return, I'm cool with that if I'm motivated. If I don't have the motivation, it'll make no sense for me to do something that I don't like, paying money to do it, knowing that I'm not getting any money back. So I think that makes a lot of sense, everything I just said. Polo, shout out to Polo. Shout out to my brother Slugger Sam. Shout out to you too, J Will. Hey, what up, Boxing Lounge? Shout out to you too. Boxing Lounge does these boxing videos, um, uh, boxing video game videos. He was doing Undisputed for a while, but he's not satisfied with the product. So right now it's a lot of Fight Night Round 3. But shout out to him. Closer to monetizing than I. Yeah, I've been getting a lot of subscribers. Funny, funny thing because I rarely ever do anything on my channel, but people are starting to see. I've been getting subscribers by hanging out with Polo and Stormy. I do enjoy their company, their channels. Polo's in the chat right now. Polo, feel free to drop your link if you want. You can drop Stormy's link. It's not they're not really boxing channels. Both of them are kind of just sit on the panel and chill, or even in the chat. A lot of cool people in both their channels, both on the panel and in chat. So yeah. Apparently the ladies love my voice. I think that's what's been getting me some of these new subscribers. I appreciate the love. I really do. I do plan on, doing some boxing content, which is why I'm doing this live. Shout out to Bud Crawford. He's the man that I knew he always was. In fact, he's exceeded my expectations because when this fight was announced, I honestly didn't think he would win. I thought there was even a possibility he would get knocked out, but I thought I thought at the very least he'd lose by decision. And even if he did well, I wasn't sure he would be able to do well enough to get the W because you know how when it comes to Canelo fights, which is another reason why I don't really care for him, them scorecards be looking funny. So he probably should have a couple more losses than what he actually does. So, and as Macho Man Randy Savage once said, I think Bud was unjustifiably put in a position he'd rather not be in. Because watching that fight, to me, it looked like they was setting up Bud for failure, at least mentally. There was a lot of weird, Bud and Canelo came out to the same music. It makes sense for Canelo to walk out there to mariachi music. That's fine. That makes sense. But why was Bud walking out to the same music? Bud's not Mexican. And don't take it the wrong way. I'm half Mexican. Bud, if you like mariachi music and that's what you want to walk out to, you have my blessing. But if that's not the case, why wasn't Bud allowed to go out there with his shit? Why wasn't Bud able to set up his atmosphere? And I know at the end of the day, it's trivial. It doesn't really matter. But it was just as much Bud's day as it was Canelo. I know Canelo fights in September because of Mexican Independence Day. I know that's the reason for, he always fights in May. Cinco de Mayo always fights in September. Mexican Independence Day. So I get that. But Bud has been trying to get the big fights his whole career. And he went from not being able to get Keith Thurman in the ring, not being able to get Danny Garcia in the ring, some of these guys who were relatively big, because not everybody's Canelo. He went from not being able to get those fights to finally being able to get Errol Spence Jr., who's not a mega fight anyways, but it was a big fight because of Undisputed. So, and then getting the biggest fight he could possibly get. So it was just as much Bud's day as it was Canelo's day. And I think they did Bud wrong in that respect. But when it came to the fight, oh Lord, I love the Lord. And if loving the Lord is wrong, I don't want to be right. That was glorious. I thoroughly enjoyed Bud embarrassing Canelo. I got to say it again. I thoroughly enjoyed the ass whooping that Bud gave Canelo. Hallelujah. All right, let me take a look at the chat. What up? Can somebody get that dumbass out of my chat? Somebody please take out the trash, get rid of Bobus. He is not welcome here. Bobus, how did you get here? Your bitch ass ain't supposed to be here. My mods are gonna get you outside. Get rid of him. Get rid of that bitch. He's not welcome here. Hey, Taurus. Hey, what up, UGC Flame, my brother? I am finally talking on this Bud Canelo shit. Finally. I've been meaning to go live. Let me see. But yeah. Oh, is Elizabeth here? Hold on. Hold on. Is Elizabeth here? Oh, oh wait. Through. Shout out to Elizabeth. I'm gonna be real, y'all. I got a soft spot for that girl. I have got a soft spot for Elizabeth. Hope you're doing good today. I I appreciate all of you. Don't get it twisted, but thank you so much for being here, Elizabeth. But yeah, yeah. If you ever see Pigeon in this chat, Pigeon said one of the worst things to me that anybody's ever said to me all my years on YouTube. He is a piece of shit and he is not allowed here. Go flick your bean. Go kick off a live, Pigeon, while you and one of you, another account, which is also you, watches your own live. Do that. Do that. I don't want your support. You can kick rocks with no socks. Out of here. No. I got a soft spot for Black Horseman. I really do. Elizabeth is cool. But let me get back to the topic. Yeah. Shout out to Bud Crawford. Shout out to him beating Canelo. I think Canelo stands for a lot of what's wrong with boxing today. So seeing my favorite boxer beat that boxer makes me feel good. You know, it gives me some pep in my step. And everybody who feels like I'm a Canelo hater, I will wear that jacket. I ain't ashamed. Bogus was over there talking about, oh, you don't think that we didn't see you making fun of Raza. First off, bitch, you are not Raza. You are fucking, you look like fat Harry Potter, okay? You're British. You live in Birmingham. I call you the Birmingham bitch because that's what you are. So don't try to hold me accountable for Raza because that ain't what you is, bruh. Now, and second, I wasn't talking shit on Raza. I was talking shit on Canelo. Canelo does not. He's not the embodiment of Raza. So fuck on with that shit. And everything that I've done has been in public. It's not like I've done any of the shit in high celebrating Bud's win. So I don't know what's with the bullshit, but you can kiss my ass. So, but let me see. Hold on, I gotta give Elizabeth a wrench. Taurus, she deserves one as well. I appreciate. Let me do that real quick. All right. I'm back. Hopefully y'all can hear me. Cause when I leave StreamYard, y'all can't hear me, and I have to leave StreamYard in order to, do the moderator thing. Get rid of Pigeon. That's Pigeon again. Somebody take out the trash. We all know I don't stand for that bullshit. He's mad because I embarrassed him publicly. But bitch, you should be embarrassed already. You act like a 3-year-old, and you're older than me. You're nearing damn near 60, acting like a child. Act your age, not your shoe size. Get rid of that Maria account. That's not her. That's also another Pigeon account. Bruce Vane, what up, bruh? Hold on, I gotta give Bruce Vane. I gave Bruce Gas a wrench. I gotta give Bruce Vane a wrench. All the Bruce is coming by, showing your boy some love. Hold on, let me go. Let me go and give Bruce Vane a wrench, and I'll be right back. Oh, my bad. That was Bruce Vane. I thought it was Bruce Gas. I think Bruce Gas already has a wrench, anyways. I thought that was. Hey, Vacay Bay. Hold on, one more wrench. All right. Okay. If anybody else comes in that needs a wrench, sorry, I can't keep doing this. I gotta finish up with this line. But yeah, shout out to Bud whooping that ass. Bud should be the new face of boxing, but as fickle as these boxing fans are, I know that that won't be the case. Please prove me wrong. I wish the fight had more action. Yeah, so Taurus, I'll address that real quick. So I had a feeling that it was gonna be not so much action. Now it was not as bad as Maypac. That was such a bore fest and a hug fest. Um, but Canelo, he punches harder than Bud. That we know for a fact. Um, Bud has to fight the fight that that he's gonna win. He can't fight a fight just because it's gonna be aesthetically pleasing to us. So Bud can be exciting, but he knows when he's outgunned. So when you're outgunned, you gotta be more cunning. So he had to go that route to ensure that he won the fight. So he used more of the sweet science. Um, to be honest, the fights that are more exciting are a lot of times the guys that people don't know. One fight that I remember that was really exciting was Hook versus Glowacki. That was like action packed, blow for blow. These guys were just going at it. I didn't know who was going to win that fight at the end. It ended up being Glowacki. But see, I'm saying these names. I'm sure a lot of the boxing heads don't even know them. So um, when I went to go see Keith Thurman versus Collazo, some of the most exciting fights that night were the ones that were not televised. Walter Castillo fought that night, and his fight was probably the most exciting from what I remember. Um, and people know Walter Castillo, but not like that. I don't even know if he still fights. But yeah, I feel you. Get rid of Aquarius. That's another fake one. Pigeon, you're like my biggest fan. You also happen to be the biggest bitch. But yeah, get rid of Stormy's dentures. Get rid of um, anybody who is you could tell is a troll. Just get rid of them because it's more than likely going to be Pigeon. Um, Bruce, you talking about with the trolls? Yeah, and I know you, Bruce. Bruce Vane. As much as I'm dealing with this asshole, I know you deal with more because you got more traffic going to you, which equals more trolls usually. You know, but yeah, shout out to Bruce Vane. If you've never been to his channel, um, Bruce, feel free to drop your link. I mean, I'm sure most of my subs are already subbed to you, but I did get some new ones, so maybe not. But yeah, feel free to drop your link. Shout out to Polo being Polo. So you see what I'm dealing with. That was a fake vacay bay. Give me a second. All right. Thanks for bringing that to my attention. I went to the channel. You're right. That's a fake vacay bay. So I went ahead and hid them from the channel as well. Thanks for letting me know. But yeah, I guess that's everything I got to say about this fight. I don't know really what the next big fight's gonna be. Jay Will was making jokes saying that Paul Davis was what brought me out of retirement. Hell no. Hell no to the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell no to the no, 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 no. Yeah, fuck that fight. That is exactly what's wrong with boxing. And my boy Rasclot 222, the MOBC. Shout out to him too. Yeah, see, but see, Rasclot, when I see the real ones like you, Bruce Vane, when I see lovely ladies like Taurus and Elizabeth, you know, when I got my homeboy Polo, these people that really fuck with me for real, who really show me love, Canes, Jay Will, Boxing Lounge, you know, and the list goes on and on. Black Horseman, who was in here earlier, you know, it erases all the bad shit. So them trolls can. Oh, and Slugger Sam, I can't forget Brother Slugger. But Jake Paul has proved he's everyone's. But yeah. Shout out to you, Jay Will. Yeah, shout out to everybody I just mentioned. Pigeon, you can kiss my ass. You know, there's a reason why you're blocked everywhere. That's why you have so many troll accounts because you get blocked and you have to come back under a different account, and then you just trying to ride under the radar. That shit you try with Vacay Bay that got null and void. You're hitting on that account too. Get rid of them. Take out the trash. Yeah. But anyways, my break is over, and I got a client I got to take care of. Y'all take it easy. Peace.